Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to A Perfect Side, where we take a great album and then I decide which is my favourite side. Now today we've got one of mine, and this is an album that I had on cassette for many years. Then I got it on CD, and then when I got rid of my CDs, I was gutted of getting rid of this one, but I still listen to it because of course it's on my iPod, but I now own it on vinyl, and it's Ultravox's album Vienna. Now Vienna, Ultravox though were actually formed back in 1974 by John Fox, and Fox left in 1979. I do, as you know, I do like a lot of the Ultravox sound, and Midge took over as singer-guitarist then, and this is the first album they put out with him in the front. So this one came out in 1980, Vienna did, and it's their fourth album. So on here you've got Warren Cann on drums and electric percussion and lead vocals on Mr. X, Chris Cross on bass and synthesizers, Billy Currie on the piano and violin, and of course Midge Ure on vocals, guitars and synthesizers. Now this album actually opens up with one of my favourite Ultravox tunes of all time, and it's an instrumental, and it's the fantastic Astradyne. This is a masterpiece. The first time I heard this, I just got into it. The synths sound great. Warren's drumming on it is fantastic. It is just an amazing, and when they did their Return to Eden thing, they opened their show with it, and it's absolutely brilliant live. Up next is New Europeans. Now this still has got a lot of the sound of the John Fox era of Ultravox. I do love this track. It's a proper crossover track. They didn't. What I liked about this album, they didn't dismiss the early years. They sort of had it still in there, because you've got to remember a lot of these guys, apart from Midge, played in this, and it's still great, and I love that. Private Lives. It's probably the track on here that it has never been my favourite of mine from the first time I heard it, and it still isn't. I just find it strange. Passing Strangers is a classic track. Some great guitar work on there. Great vocal from Midge. Just a classic song. Big favourite with the fans. Strong song. The side one ends with the brilliant Sleepwalk. Great sort of keyboard riffy on this. It's got a great guitar solo from Midge Ure. Absolutely brilliant. Another very strong track. So let's listen to side 2. Mr. X. Daunting. Warren Cann does the lead vocals on this, and he makes this song. It's absolutely brilliant. I love that the drumming from Warren on here is great as well, and they incorporate drum machine as well, and it just the way it sort of through the track, and that lovely sort of synth on it as well. Absolutely brilliant track. Up next, Western Promise. I love this. It's certainly got that Arabic feel to it on this thing. The drumming on this is brilliant. It's just one of those tracks I love listening to. That Sounds great under the headphones. And then, of course, we get the greatest #2 ever single ever. Should have been a #1. It's the magnificent Vienna. I'd say that out of all, this is my favourite non-rock track ever. I love the violin in it. I love the video to this. It's a stunning vocal performance from Midge. And then the album ends with my second favourite single by Ultravox, All Stood Still. Again, a great guitar solo. I love the drumming on this. Brilliant. I love that little keyboard bit in the middle as well. It really rings out. It's an excellent track to end the album. Right, I chose this album because it is probably one of my favourite albums of the 80s, of this era. And I would say Ultravox are in my top, one of my top bands of this genre. These OMD and Human League are my favourite sort of bands of this genre. This was so tough. If they'd have put Astradyne on side 2, it would have made it easier. But I do love Astradyne. It's just a brilliant piece of music. Sleepwalk's brilliant. New European still got a bit of that post-punk sound on it. But then when you put on side 2, the daunting Mr. X, which is just an amazing piece. Western Promise just blows you away with them drums. The classic Vienna, All Stood Still. Oh dear. You have to. I looked at this, and my favourite track on side 1 is Astradyne, and my favourite track, of course, on side 2 is Vienna. Then it was down to the backup, and as much as I love New Europeans, I think it's Western Promise that does it for me. Because I'm really into that sort of mystique Eastern sounds. So on this one, my perfect side is side 2 with Mr. X, Western Promise, Vienna, and All Stood Still. Two great singles on here, and 2 great deep cut tracks. This was so tough. It's by a smidge that side 2 won. So there we go. A great album, and I would like to hear what your thoughts. I always like to hear your thoughts on the perfect side, because there isn't. It's a tough one. The whole album's good, so I do like it reading what you put. Okay, that's all for today. We'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to do an album ranking of Bob Catley. And people going, who's Bob Catley? Well, if I say he's the singer of Magnum, you'll know who he is. It's fantastic. Now, tomorrow's retro ranking is a little bit different. As we know, the Olympics start very soon from Paris. It's 2024 for those of you that are watching this in 3 years' time. So I thought we're going to hear a lot of national anthems. So I went through a lot of national anthems. And I'm sure some of these you will be hearing. So I've got 20 national anthems, and I've ranked them. My favourite national anthems. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. That's something a little bit different. So have a great day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.